Hi, hello. So in this video I will show you how to browse through your FTS indexes in ITSM9. It will only work on ITSM9 because the version of Lucene, the library that is used by BMC to create and search for the FTS indexes, has changed. So if you want to do the same thing for 76004 and 8.1, it's another video. So basically this one is an update from this video, by the way. So let's see what has changed. So for the guys who didn't view the previous video, what is FTS? So FTS is basically what happens when you search, for example, in using the multi-form search. So the search in ARS basically. So let's say, for example, I want to see everything that has alert inside. You can see here it found an incident, and it can search through the incidents, task, FAQ, problem, whatever. So how is it doing? Those kind of information are not indexed into database because it would take a lot of places, so BMC decided to use the Lucene technology for MapHE. And how is it working? Basically, you've got a folder into your ARS system if your ARS server index is FTS, and inside of this collection folder you will have the indexes and the data and the value of the indexes. So the main difference between the 7604 and 8.1 and the 9.0 is that, as you can see here, you've got several folders, and in some of the folders you have got file, CFE, CFS, and SI. So basically it's not working the same way in 7604 8.1 because at the time everything was in single folder, all the files. So the second difference is that to open the FTS indexes, in the previous video I used Luke and a very specific version because BMT was using the 2.9.0 version of Lucene libraries, which was an old one, and so we had to use an old version of Luke. Sadly, the version used by BMC now is a 4.9 or 4.3 or something, and it's more recent. And the problem is that the Luke project is open source and was well, dropped like 3 years ago or something, and so it's not compatible anymore with the version. But hopefully, since it's an open source project, a lot of people have taken this project and updated it. So the version I will use is the version from Dimitri Key. I will have the link in the post, and just download the Luke with devs.jar. So this version will work on ITSM9 and won't work. I didn't try, but I expect it will fail for ITSM 7604 8.1, which is okay because you have got the old Luke version for 7604 and 8.1. So just download the .jar into a folder, create a subfolder FTS, and just copy everything from your collection folder inside this folder. So what I'm expecting to find is that, for example, here I created a form, a simple form, with one character field, which is indexed FTS and MFS. So basically, when I'm looking on this form, you can see I've got one record, chocolate cake, and when I'm looking inside of it, it's finding me the data, but it's actually using the FTS indexes because I selected for this field FTS and MFS. So I'm expecting to find chocolate cake somewhere in the FTS indexes I've got here. So how is it working? The new version of Luke is working exactly the same way as the previous one. Just double click on it and wait a bit. Select the folder. So here it's a Luke FTS. And click OK. And here we have the problem. As you can see here, if you remember the old video, on the right part, on the left part we should have like all the field IDs, and on the right all the values for this field ID, and here we don't have that, obviously. So the problem comes because of the subfolders. Luke is supposed to handle the subfolders, but I suspect that the naming of the files are the same and it doesn't like it. So the problem is that it just reads only this and not what is in the subfolders. So for example, if I take the 3581 folder, you can see here that I've got a field ID. I got some values, cake, chocolate and everything. So basically here I'm finding something, and the something is the data from this form. So now you are saying, okay, I'm in trouble because I've got a lot of folders, maybe like thousands of them. How can I know where to find? Because if I have to open every one of them, I will be in trouble. So the thing is, if you are looking here, and so you've got an entry here, schema ID on the field, and you can see here that you have got a schema ID value 3581, and you have your folder 3581. And if you are looking on the form, so it's ARS schema metadata, ARS system metadata ARS schema, and you are looking for 3581, you can see it match with the form LMA FTS. So basically what I expect is that everything that is inside this folder 3581 is actually all the index data for this form, LMA FTS. So let's try and say, okay, it's fine, and I want to check if it's really okay. Let's try HPDL desk. I will try and to search what is the resolve schema ID for HPDL desk incident. It's 2471, and 2471, I got a folder 2471, so let's open it. And I've got a lot of fields. I got some title, and inside you can find test and alert, which is the incident that was found by the multi-form search. So basically, somehow it's better, because this way, for example, if you want to check that your FTS indexing works, and for example you entered a lot of data and you've got a lot of data waiting, for example, to be indexed, and you want to be sure and you want to search only for a form, it's better, because this way you just have to copy the folder from your form and just search into it. Basically it's better. And I guess performance way is better too, because it's only searching from one folder. Well, at least, I don't know, I'm not R&D, so I just think out loud. So basically once we did that, everything is the same as the whole video, so you can search. For example, here I'm on 2471, and I can search. For example, let's say here I've got in title, I've got test and alert, so I can search, typing title and alert. So I need to change this one to take the keyword analyzer, and I found my record. And you, well, like the same video, you can explain why it found it and whatever. So in the previous video I showed you what was a keyword when you search. For example here, allez, it doesn't find anything. If I add a star, it's pretty much like a percent when you are searching in ITSM, so it search whatever is after that. I won't do exactly the same thing, just watch the previous video on the syntax. You've got anyway a link which explains how you can search and whatever. So for example, let's say that you imported a lot of data and you want to search that everything has been indexed, or someone is telling you that I don't understand, I created, for example, an incident, I'm searching for it, I cannot find it, how is that possible? So basically, instead of debugging or whatever, you just copy the folder from this form, you open it with Luke, you see if the data is inside or not, so it will be easier anyway. So anyway, that's pretty much all. Sorry, it's 1 AM. Well, that concludes the video. I hope it was useful, and well, see you for the next video. Bye bye.